Hello, hello, all you beautiful faces and all you handsome faces. How are y'all doing today? Well, today this video is just simply about showing you an eye look created with the Natasha Denona Tropic palette, which this is what this beautiful thing looks like, which it is beautiful. Now, here is the dupe. The dupe. Let's get those two together so you can see them side by side. Oh, I don't want it to mess up my shadow there. There we go. That's what they look like. The colors are super duper close. I was going to do one eye with one palette, but I realized the blues were just too different, and I did not want to take off my makeup again because I do not get to do makeup often, and when I do, the last thing I want to do is do it twice. I'm sorry, I just do not feel up to doing that yet. And then I did use this DG AFO palette, which is absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to show you the colors I did. I did use this palette, the majority, so that I could see, since I have used the Natasha Denona palette before, the Tropic palette. Here we go. So, the only thing I used today from the Tropic palette was this pale lavender color right up here in the corner, which is exactly the color of my fingernails. That is my transition. But what I did notice is that it was not giving me quite the depth of color that I wanted, so I did go in with the dupe. And let me tell you, match to match, there was no difference in the quality between the two. And if anything, I feel like, sorry Natasha, I really hate to say this, but I do feel like the matte in the dupe performed a little bit better than the matte in the Natasha Denona Tropic palette, the $130 palette. I have done an eye look with this blue before, and let me tell you, it comes out nowhere near the depth of color that is in this palette. Like, I would have to do 20 coats to get it to be that deep of a blue. And that's more like when I'm looking at this palette, the color looks more like, when it's turned that way, that deep of blue for you guys. When I put it up, it shines brighter, but like when it's like that, that's how deep the blue really naturally looks. But when you put it on your eye, it is nowhere near it. It's like electric royal blue. And so I actually love the blue in the dupe. I did not have to deepen it at all. It gave me depth of color with the very first swipe. So I'm telling you, this is by Prism Makeup. If you have not tried Prism Makeup, I am telling you, this palette was, I think, cost me less than, if I'm remembering correctly, it was either $6 or $9. Like, it was one of those two. I do not remember which one, but I mean, it was really inexpensive. I'm thinking it was closer to the $6. And so I did this to deepen up my transition, which is above the blue. I also swept it under my eye as the base color underneath my eyes. Then I went in my crease with the blue. And then from there, I went to the DG AFO palette, and I used this color, this purple right here, to do underneath and then provide like a surrounding color for the halo. And then for the halo color, I used this color right here, which is actually more of a pink than it is showing there. I also used that as my inner eye color. And I also mixed a little bit of this deep pink underneath that. This went first, and then this color on top to lighten it up. And then I took just one little dab of this bright pink right on the tips in the middle. So I did 3 colors for the halo, and then I did the navy under my eye, and then I always just blend out the navy with my highlight color. And right under my crease, I just used the vanilla from my Too Faced palette that I always use. And I have to tell you, you guys, I think that this little prism palette, which is called Exotic, it is Exotic. Right down here, it's very hard to see. It says Prism Makeup. This gives it a run for its money. I would definitely recommend this. I would recommend this all day long and twice on Sunday because it is fabulous. And the DGAFO I got on Amazon with my Amazon reward points, and I know I paid like $7 for this palette. So this is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, the colors in this are just beyond beautiful. So let me come up close so you guys can see the colors. And that is my eye look. I wanted to do the palette side by side and do one eye and one eye, and I just knew that it wasn't going to work when I tried to swatch the blues to see how close they were. And like I said, you guys know I have lupus and fibromyalgia as well as RLS, hypothyroidism, arthritis, degeneration in my neck, and since I've been whacked with the ceiling fan, I've been dealing with migraines again. And then yesterday, playing with my kittens, I pinched a nerve in my shoulder. So I am hurting really bad, and it took everything I had to get up today and put makeup on, but I just decided, I was like, enough is enough. I've got to get up, and even if I just do one video and go back to bed and rest my body, then I have accomplished something. I refuse to allow lupus to rule my life. I do have to use wisdom on days when I don't feel good, and when I know I have to rest, I rest. But I also know when I need to push myself a little bit, and it had been, I'm thinking, gosh, I think it's been 2 days since my live, and after my live, I was down all day yesterday, and so I've just been really going downhill, it seems, physically lately. I don't know if downhill is the right word. I think like it's going more uphill because I feel like downhill is easier, uphill is harder. So, but that's the phrase, you know. But I love you guys. I think I love each and every one of these palettes. I do wish that I had found this first before I bought this, because if I would have had the opportunity to compare the two, I would not have spent my money on this, because I think this is very comparable. And I'm being honest. You guys know how much I love Natasha Denona. I love Natasha Denona products. But I do kind of believe she needs to step up her game a little bit. I don't think that she is coming up with very clever new palettes. The Safari palette is very pretty, but it has like 4 colors in it that are almost identical, where those could be 3 different colors that would give us more variety in one palette. And then she just came out with her gold palette, which if you look at it, the gold colors are beautiful, but they are all very similar. And we all only need so many gold eyeshadows, Natasha. I love you. I think you're talented, but I think your palettes need a little bit more creativity in the color selection. So, I do not think I will be purchasing either of those palettes, which is like a shocker for me because I really do love her product. But that's my little eye look for today, my review of the Natasha Denona Tropic palette. If you can, I would say get this for $10 and under, because trust me, every place, I think the highest you're going to pay for this is $10. And if you can't find it, I would go to AliExpress. I'm positive that you can find this on AliExpress for like $6, but you just got to wait a month and a half sometimes to get it. But spend the money on this before you spend the money on this. Gotta live and learn, don't you? I love you guys. I pray you have an amazing rest of the week, and God bless you and keep you safe in this crazy, crazy world we live in. Bye.